Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday. I'm going to put my content calendar right here for October. Here, baby in the background, my 2-year-old is home. The other big three they just got on the bus for school, so I'm like trying so hard to get as much done as I can before they get home. But we are on our 3rd episode of our decluttering series. The first episode, we did all the bedrooms and all the clothing. The second one, we did the basement, like all of the seasonal decor and just the random crap that was down there. And now today, we are doing all the toys in our playroom. There's also like a play area in the basement, as well as our craft closet. Our craft closet is literally scary. It's a hot mess. It's beyond, and I cannot wait to have it done. The first thing that I'm going to be doing in the craft closet is taking everything out and putting it on the island right here. So let's get started. I'm afraid for how long this is going to take, so I'm just like ready to jump in. So let's start this. Also, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. This is terrifying. This is what my nightmares are made of, but it's going to be beautiful in hopefully not too long. But first step, let's get everything over there. And everything on the island, I'm going to categorize like games when I'm putting stuff away, markers, crayons, puzzles, whatever else, coloring books. Let's get to it. Alright, first things first, you know we always have to take everything out of where we are decluttering if it's a small space like this. When I did the basement declutter, I kind of just took like one thing out at a time into a different room because there was no way I could take all of that out. But like in a closet or a smaller space, first things first, take everything out. Like I said, I tried to put like with like, so I had like glitter, markers, pencils, Play-Doh, puzzles, just so many random things, and I tried my best to keep them together in piles throughout the kitchen. At one point you'll see when I'm done like the small stuff like papers and notebooks and writing utensils and stuff like that, I do go ahead and put everything back in, and then I'm going up top to where like the games and that type of thing are. So I kind of took it shelf by shelf, and that really worked for me. I know not everybody has a craft closet, but this can apply to any closet in your house that you are just trying to declutter, any cabinet, whatever it is. If it's something that you feel in your soul that you can do all of it at once by taking everything out, go ahead. If you feel overwhelmed, start shelf by shelf or drawer by drawer. I have done both. It just depends on my mood that particular day. But for this, like everything was just so cluttered in there, I didn't even know fully what I had. So taking everything out was the best option for me. So the craft slash game closet was definitely one of those things that I just shut the door and just did not want to do this at all. I honestly can't remember the last time that I cleared this out and decluttered. It has been well over a year, so it was really time, and there were so many things that I got rid of, like threw away, things that just like were broken or, you know, used up, dried out. And then there's lots of things that I donated as well to our thrift store. And then I also made a box for the preschool of other items. Everly saw all the crumbs in here and whatever else, like all the little stuff, and got her play vacuum from the Playroom, which is the cutest thing in the world. I think she really thinks it works because whenever she sees us vacuuming, she pulls it out. And then today she got it all on her own, so I was like, okay, we can just vacuum. Usually, like, I wait till the very end, but this was too cute. I had to go ahead and vacuum with her. So no exact method here, still just trying to sort things into piles that make sense and just get rid of any trash or anything that's dried up. There's like, you know, just old papers with like doodles on it that we don't need to be saving, little things like that. Do you guys have a closet like this or a drawer or something where you keep your art supplies? It's just, they do get messy quick. Kids do forget the caps on their markers. My mother-in-law has markers at her house where she has all of the marker caps. So imagine this. Imagine putting your markers upside down and then wrapping tape around them all together on the lid. So that's what she did. She also was a preschool teacher and a kindergarten teacher. So it's like one of her little hacks that she taught me. Just taping all of the lids together. And so when the kids are there, they have all of the lids in one spot. Put all of the markers back in, but she has a much smaller scale marker set than we do, so you know, it works for her house, but it is just a cute little hack. Okay, so these little drawers I got back in the old house, so it's been a while when I first got my Cricut because I wanted like a spot for my Cricut to go, but now I have a spot in the office, so I use it for like the art supplies and things like that. Chapel needed a hug and so did I, so we're just taking a moment. Now he's gonna go get me his ball. But yeah, basically when you're on the floor in my house, it's time to play. So just using these drawers for paper workbooks, like, you know, like the little like workbooks for each grade. I think we have kindergarten math, like that kind of thing. I grab them from the dollar store when I see them, or Amazon when there's a sale, just like busy books for them. And then coloring books, I don't know if I said that or not. And then the other drawer I think is just notebooks and like the little composition books. So we have all of those in here. As much as it truly pains me to not go on my Cricut immediately and make labels for everything, I know that this week is crazy. I know that that is not my top priority. Organizing was, so I'm making myself little post-it notes, and I will go ahead and eventually make labels when I can, but right now it just wasn't number one on my priority list because I have a lot going on this month, as I'm sure all of you do as well, especially when you're back in school. There's just a ton. You know, we always have stuff with family, which is a blessing and we love doing. And then we have soccer and, you know, pumpkin patch. We were throwing a Halloween party on Friday the 13th. This little smock here just tore my soul apart because it is too small for even Everly now, and every single one of my kids used it. Chris was like, you can toss it now. And I'm like, absolutely not. It's going in the memory bin. And he was like, oh, you're so right. Like, there's so many good memories with that smock. So anyway, that smock is for the memory bin in the basement. But yeah, it's something that I'm just now learning at 35. It's like, you don't need to not organize the playroom because you're wasting hours upon hours labeling. I need it to get to the playroom, even though I love making labels. Do that before the kids get home, and then when you have time, when you can slow down, you can make your labels. So basically, what I'm saying that I am recently learning is it doesn't have to all be perfect at once. It's always progress, not perfection. Even like, you know, we always grew up hearing practice makes perfect. At least I did. So now I always say to my kids, I say practice makes progress, because that's more of the truth, right? So these little plastic containers I got from Dollar Tree when I organized this years ago, and they're still working, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Again, I used to be like, if I'm organizing something, I need to order perfectly matching bins and, you know, all of that stuff. And sometimes that does help me get organized. But for this, I was just like, we need to just go through, see what we have, and if we need some new bins, we'll get new bins. But I'm glad that I waited because I didn't need anything new. I actually got rid of some bins. So now we've done beads and some stuff like that, and I'm doing ribbons now in a container that I had left over from Dollar Tree. And I'm donating some ribbons to the preschool too that they can use for crafts because I don't need 3 of these ribbons, all of teal colors. Our wedding colors were like this teal and hot pink. Hello 2014 wedding, and I still have so much pink and teal like ribbon from that because I did a million DIYs for our wedding because we paid for it ourselves, and I love it. I always have loved doing this kind of stuff. I'm so happy and so blessed that now I get to do it for a living. Now for our sticker container, you know I love stickers, especially if you saw my last video and I showed you all my planning stickers, but these are great for school projects. We love doing like arts and crafts randomly. We definitely do all that kind of stuff, and we have markers from markers. Oh my gosh, it's time for bed. It's 10:20 when I'm doing this voiceover. Please excuse me. We have stickers from, I don't know, years and years ago, but we get a lot of like projects or like homework where you need to like do a collage or decorate a bag or just like random things. The About Me t-shirt that we had to do, we always go back to our sticker bin and find great items. So definitely recommend a sticker bin and saving your stickers. Now it is time to Pinterest style organize the crowns and markers. Yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, it's probably never going to look like this again, but this was a good way for me to go ahead and throw away like the super broken crowns or the markers that were dried out. So why not organize it and make it look pretty? Plus, it's definitely more appeasing to the kids when they see it like this. They're like, I want to color, I want to make something. So 110% worth it. Almost as bad as me organizing all the balloons in the basement in my last declutter video, but this is really like, I don't know, I love it. It's very satisfying. Don't mind me taking my working lunch. I was determined to have this craft closet done. Like I was like amping myself up for it before bed last night and like creating a game plan in my head because there's so much stuff that I have to do and like so many things that I want to do. I am dying to start my video. It's like a front porch decorate. It's my cozy homemaking video, but in it I'm decorating the front porch, and like it's one of those things that like, well, you gotta do these few things first before you can do the fun stuff. And I am like so excited to finally do it. I knew that I didn't want this video to take more than one day, and I really had a high hope of getting it all done before the kids got home from school. And when I actually accomplished that, I can't even tell you how good it felt, because there's days where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to film at like 1 o'clock, and then the kids get home at 4. So I started very early, and I'm very happy with how it all came out and that I was able to get it done. But I feel like the reason I was able to get it done was because I wasn't striving for perfection. I just wanted it all to make sense. I knew I didn't have to do the labels right away, and I knew we just want everything decluttered and organized. We want to get rid of the things we're not using, donate them to somebody who will, and get rid of the trash and clean it all out. Now we're just rolling these carts back in. Again, this isn't Pinterest, this is real life. I mean, sometimes when I organize something, it looks like Pinterest, and that's amazing, but I am not having a Pinterest craft closet because this is real life. We use everything, and, you know, I'm making it functional for our family, and that's what matters the most. Sometimes we get too caught up in making everything look perfect and aesthetically pleasing. At one point, I even put my peanut butter and all of my dressings into individual clear jars, and I had to reevaluate my life afterwards because I was like, what did I just do? I am not washing a peanut butter jar every single time I need new peanut butter, like all of these things. That's not to say anything bad about anybody who does that, because if it works for you, it works for you. Like some of these TikTok videos that I see that like they're restocking stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, some of you guys may feel that way about me and how I restock things, but oof, some of these people have like drawers of like different flavored pretty ice cubes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can barely remember to put my clothes in the wash, you know. But if it works for them, it works for them, right? But it's hard because I know that so many people are watching these videos thinking like, oh my gosh, I need pretty ice cubes and I need to put a flower on my toilet paper, like, you know what I mean. It's not I don't want to say it's not real life, because that could be their real life. You don't know other people's lives. They may love that for them, but for me, it's not real life for me. Does that make sense? I don't know. On to putting the rest of our like puzzles away in these little bags. You see, I've been using these bags forever for puzzles and games and stuff. It's definitely a space saver. The next thing I want to do with all of the labeling is I want the strings that hang down. You'll see at the end of the video, I have the bags where like the zipper strings are hanging down facing you when you're looking at the closet. So I would love to have like a label that hangs down so that the kids can see what each thing is. I feel like they'll be more likely to take it out and use it. But I will say, Ella came home from school today, saw the craft closet, immediately did a puzzle. I just feel like when things are organized and they're just more aesthetically pleasing even to your kids, they are more likely to play with it instead of just like trying to rush onto their iPad and things like that. A little tip here too, when you are doing these puzzle bags, you saw me like cutting out the pictures of the puzzles. It's very helpful for you and your kids to see, you know, what puzzle you're trying to make. It helps them to be able to look at a picture of the finished product. So definitely want to throw that in there. Okay, bringing up one of my mother-in-law's things that she does is all of her Legos are in a container, all mixed together, like not anything specific. We had them separated into like however they came, but the kids love at her house just taking the giant Lego bin and creating their own stuff. So that is what we are doing here as well. Plus it's just easier and looks nicer. Craft closet is done. I'm gonna get back to like the labeling little tedious things because I can't get held up in that now. We only have a couple hours till the kids go home from school and I gotta do the playroom. Chris is down in the basement. There's some toys down there and he just threw away a bunch of stuff and grabbed a couple of things to donate. And now I really feel like it's not gonna be too bad because we go through this constantly. Like we're always going through toys and stuff and tidying up, but it's best to do it when your kids are at school. I would never declutter Tanner's toys because he's my toy kid and he like remembers every single toy. They may all have a first, middle, and last name. Like I don't mess with his stuff. If we ever declutter, it's together. But everyone else, I kind of just know what they like and care about and don't care about. So let's get to it. This is the trash that Chris gathered from. Oh, that's it. We can add that to the Lego bin. Yeah. This is the trash that Chris grabbed from the basement, and then a bag of stuff to donate. Alright, let me give you my playroom declutter process. So like I said, we go through this a lot. Basically, when we're cleaning up in here, if I find something broken, I throw it away. If, you know, I see a bunch of baby stuff, like I'll put the baby stuff together. I try to keep it organized. However, like a lot of times the kids will clean up the playroom as they should, right? And things just get all over the place. So once in a while, we need to reset the playroom and just declutter it, and donate. I also will say this. I struggle with donating toys the most, probably because a lot of them are gifts and I just feel guilty for like eventually donating a gift. It just, that's just how I am, even though I know this gift will go on for somebody else. But, you know, people work hard for their money and you feel bad when you're getting rid of something that your kid doesn't play with anymore. So it's really helpful having Chris because he's team, like, they haven't touched this in a year, let's donate it type of guy. So he is definitely helpful. So he is my toy man. He helps me in that area because I would definitely struggle with this a lot. So after you are like going through toys and you know your kid hasn't played with it in a while, you can also do this process that I've done before. You can alternate toys, or you can put it away for a while and see if your kid asks for it or if they miss it, and then after a certain amount of time, go ahead and donate it. Me and Chris today, we were like, no joke, we were just trying to declutter and just like, for example, one of the things we did was with the dress up clothes. If there's like a shoe that's missing the pair, you know, it's not a pair, it's just like an individual shoe, we're throwing it away. If something's broken or chewed up from the dogs, we're throwing it away. If there's not a match to it, we're throwing it away. You get what I mean? And then just organizing, we have like little centers everywhere. We have like a baby center, the kitchen center, the grocery store, dress up area. We have like Tanner's like figures and stuff like that, a reading area with stuffed animals and the reading tent. So that's how we keep things in their place. What makes us extra motivated to organize the craft closet and the games and the playroom is because we do have the holidays coming up, and along with the holidays we also have Everly's birthday. That's actually on Thanksgiving this year. She is now having a Frozen Minnie Mouse birthday combined, so I already have some ideas for that, and I'm excited to give that to her because she talks about her birthday every single day. And then we have Tanner's birthday in January, and right now he's saying he wants a Singing Monsters theme. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but we'll see if he changes that or not come January. But we know that gifts are coming, and we want to, you know, declutter as much as possible with the new additions coming in. Everly is just waking up from her nap and admiring the playroom, and we just have the narwhal going on vacuum. It does mop and vacuum, but we have it set on a timer that every night it will go through the whole house and mop and vacuum, which has been amazing, lifesaver. But right now it's just vacuuming up everything. So here's the after and a little tour. We have some of our stuffed animals here. This is like our baby center. And then in there I have like, I put all the baby clothes in a thing. And then in here she has all her baby's bottles. And this one is like her pretend makeup and hair stuff in there. And then just an empty little bag. Her and Eddie like to play with these. Random baby shoes, a spoon that they love to feed their babies with. And then this is just like 2 squishies. And then we have our grocery area and Ella's gymnastics bar and mat. There's no good place for it, but she's obsessed with this thing, and I need to get her into gymnastics because she absolutely loves it. It's like all she wants to do all the time. Kitchen area is all nice and cleaned out. The dress up area is like Tanner and Carter's bins of stuff. We did move. When we put these together, they were separated earlier, as you might have noticed. You packed your own snack? We're getting ready to go drop off the donation. She packed herself a snack. She was napping, so it was perfect. We got Chris and I tag team this, and It was amazing. This is like the little like sensory area. We got our Tonys over there. Our little, is this our Cocomelon and Peppa Pig area? And then our Minnie Mouse area. Really did pack your book bag, huh? Cutie pie. Did you see it? I put the pumpkin on there that Mama made you. What? On your book bag. Did you see it? Remember the keychain Mama made you? Yeah. I put it on your book bag. Do you love it? Book area. I need to fix that once it keeps falling off. I need to get some new sticky stuff for it. And then stuffed animals, and then our little reading tent. And then we moved the easel over here as well. Feels so good to have it all nice and organized. Evie's already played with everything a couple of times, and now we're getting ready to drop our donations off. All right, so we are at the donation drop off, just putting everything in these bins. We, as in me and Everly, are sitting in the car, and Chris is putting everything into boxes for us. But I am going to show you like a little overview of the craft closet, like before and after, since I already gave you like an after tour of the playroom. Here's the before, and here's the after. Much better, not Pinterest, but better. Eventually I will do these labels when I have a moment, but I'm so excited because I think tomorrow I'll finally be able to start decorating the porch for Halloween. We got pumpkins at the pumpkin patch this past weekend, and I got a ton of stuff from Walmart, so I'm super excited. And I want to do it before the kids get home from school so I can surprise them. I also got mums from their school fundraiser. But yeah, I'm way too excited. Sorry, I keep talking about my porch decorating. But here is how everything came out. I really love it. And I hope that this video inspires you to declutter a spot that is just beyond, because you saw my basement and you saw this closet, and they were hands down the worst spots in the house. And I'm so happy that now they are organized. Our next declutter video is going to be the dining room and the kitchen. The dining room, we just have like a hutch in there that has so much stuff in it. And then the kitchen, you know, the kitchen's a kitchen. I don't know how much I can actually declutter. I know there's a lot of organizing to go on, but I do use a lot of our kitchen stuff. So we will see once we get there. I have all the kids' art sets here, paint stuff, and then, you know, all these little things that I told you about earlier. But it's definitely so nice and organized, and now it all just like makes sense, and everything has a home. That's the goal, right? So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Tanner was working on this project here on top of the Play-Doh, so we're going to finish that together tomorrow. But don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Sunday for that cozy homemaking video with the front porch decor. Yay!
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul.